Gattaca and Denim, Eugenics, Beauty, and Who Gets to Wear the Jeans. In the 1997 film Gattaca, the world is organized around genetic superiority. Babies are no longer born, but made, scrubbed of flaws, fine-tuned for greatness. Success, beauty, and acceptance are the byproducts of engineering. The film, though sci-fi, lays bare a chilling question. What if society begins to favor ideal traits so thoroughly that any deviation from them is treated as moral failure? This core theme resonates far beyond the lab coat into culture, media, and fashion. Fashion campaigns, particularly denim ads, have always served as battlegrounds for defining whose body deserves to be seen. So now, in July 2025, Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle ad, a clear nod to Brooke Shields' Calvin Klein campaign, sparked conversations about not just about sex appeal or fashion, but about race, desirability, and what the public now perceives as genetic worthiness. It wasn't just a girl in jeans, it was a coded reminder of which bodies are selected for celebration. The controversy is revealing. Many critics labeled the ad as eugenic, suggesting some kind of selection was taking place, a deliberate promotion of white femininity as the default standard. But beneath the surface, this reaction says more about the insecurity within the Black gaze than it does about the ad itself. For all the conversation about Sweeney's supposed midness, the obsession proves she's still been selected, chosen not for being exceptional, but for being sufficient in the right skin. Ironically, Sweeney's figure, fuller by Eurocentric standards, is considered relatively normal by Black standards. Beyoncé has a curvier, more dynamic frame and has long carried denim campaigns, from House of Darion to Levi's to Cowboy Carter, without the same debates. If Beyoncé wore those jeans, no one would blink. It's not the jeans or the body, it's the politics of who gets permission to repackage cultural touchstones like denim and be seen as the moment. Even though Beyonce's having a whole moment with Levi's and denim with Cowboy Carter, so I just think the Black girls who are so insecure that they're talking about eugenics are delusional. To accuse Sydney Sweeney's ad of signaling eugenics is odd when, as many point out, she's far from the most attractive white woman in the media. She's not Margot Robbie, she's not Scarlett Johansson, and she's certainly not Taylor Swift, whose appeal is less about body and more about cultural priming. What's really being questioned isn't her beauty, it's her selection. The frustration is, why her? This ties perfectly back to Gattaca. In the film, Vincent is excluded from opportunities not because he is flawed, but because he wasn't pre-approved. Inversely, Sydney Sweeney has been approved. Despite her midness, she is what the algorithm allows. That's the real eugenics, not the pursuit of perfection, but the quiet exclusion of everything else by the system's internal preferences. Much of the backlash seems to ignore a crucial truth. Denim is cultural. It's more than a fabric, it's a history. Black women, especially the unfriendly Black hotties of today, have redefined denim for decades. From Rihanna's endless jean ensembles to Megan Thee Stallion's denim-thogged performances, the culture of denim has been owned by Black women. Sydney Sweeney's ad doesn't erase that legacy, it simply exists in the wake of it. But there is a darker mirror to this argument. The insecurity in critiquing white midness is a byproduct of racial self-loathing. It reveals an aching desire to be seen as the arbiters of beauty, yet still waiting for permission from white institutions. When Sydney wears jeans, it becomes national conversation. When Coco Jones does, it stays in the shade room. That imbalance is the real hurt, not the ad itself. This is where Billie Eilish becomes important. Her performance in Ireland was celebrated not only as a return to ancestral roots, but as a unifying cultural moment. She's a global superstar whose whiteness is soft, palatable, and almost ethereal. Her Irish heritage makes her relatable, and her American fame makes her aspirational. She is selected too, but not as a body, she is selected as belonging. Had Billie Eilish been black or mixed race, her performance in Ireland would not have felt like a homecoming. It would have felt like intrusion. The crowd would not have seen themselves in her. Just as with Sweeney, Billie is not allowed to represent something that goes beyond talent. She's allowed to carry identity. That's the most insidious form of modern selection, narrative ownership. I think that this is also really critical when we're talking about Tyla and the way that Tyla is able to garner an audience in South Africa, given that she owns that identity. I think that that's important. The same way Ira Star is doing it with Nigerians. So what connects Gattaca, Billie Eilish, and Sydney Sweeney? The answer is cultural eugenics. It's a system in which bodies, stories, and faces are selected not for excellence, but for fit. Fit within whiteness, fit within legacy, fit within algorithms. It's not that these women are unworthy, but that their worth is magnified by their selection rather than their individual radiance. Black women have been wearing denim, singing soul, and defining pop culture for decades. But we have not always been allowed to be the face of those things in their most commercial moments. Sweeney's ad sparked outrage because it was a reminder. The systems don't reward originators. They reward who can mimic the origin without threatening it. Gattaca ends on a bittersweet note. Vincent wins, but only by assuming the identity of someone society already deemed worthy. This is the compromise many Black women face today: conform or be erased. Celebrate Beyoncé when she becomes Cowboy Carter, but don't question why Sweeney, a woman who most people find average, is still given the throne of denim. Because the answer is as clear as the film's logic. It was never about who was best. It's always about who was allowed. Yeah, I think it was just important to start to have that conversation just because I thought it was very strange to see so many Black YouTube essayists literally come from a place of this is eugenics, this is eugenics. And it's just I don't this is a part of low racial self-esteem, and I think it's really sad. I have another essay coming about why I believe it's the end of Black American women, but it's just seeing another woman put on jeans, seeing another woman be desired does not detract from my beauty. It takes nothing away from me. It's also one of the other reasons I started all of those sub fashion channels. If I see Cindy doing something great, I don't feel oh my God, I'm not great because Cindy is great. We can both be great, at the same time. There's no requisite of if Cindy's doing great, then I can't do great. That's not how it works. There's on every single day of every year, there's going to be somebody who has more than you. Someone who has more pretty privilege, more money, more resources, more everything. So what does that mean for you? And I think the really weird part about this is groups and spaces in Black publications are very selective with what they cover. So something could be really pop culture worthy in terms of the moment. And it really does feel like no one is covering it, which is very strange. If you're looking for denim representation, Beyonce just took it on tour. Go give her some credit. And the thing about it is everyone who participated in it, showed off their outfits online. And a lot of these outfits were great. So I don't understand what it is that I think that Sydney Sweeney's ad was wonderful for straight white men who are attracted to Sydney Sweeney. They also get to occupy space. And it didn't take anything away from any pretty Black women who wear denim Or even any fat Black women who wear denim. Like, anyone else who wants to wear jeans can wear them. You might not be able to fit into American Eagle jeans, let's be serious, but like, you can wear, nobody is stopping you from wearing the jeans and taking your own photograph and writing about it. If I like, but to kind of critique it is, I don't think it was eugenic at all. I think it was more of like a moment for normal sized bodies. That's what I saw it as. So I don't know. I think it's an interesting conversation.